Sherri Papini. Remember her? Yeah. She was the one who gained notoriety for faking her own kidnapping in 2016. She was the bleach blonde, attractive woman who people looked at going, oh my gosh, she's gone. What? And everybody was interested in the story because she was hot. And it turned out she was a psychotic human being. Well, she's recently told her daughter that she's an author and is currently writing 2 books. Hey.
Okay. Just a second here. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Corey Richins, I mean, is she like taking a page out of her book? No pun intended, that when you fuck up, you just should write a book. Is that how this goes? I mean, maybe they should write a book about writing books.
Well, I think at the point where you did all this shit, I think your best option to make money is probably writing a book.
Who buys this stuff?
And starting a podcast and doing a video channel. Plenty of people would follow this shit. She's an attractive woman. She's psychotic. And it would be very interesting to watch her actions. I'm sure plenty of people would tune in for this. And that's probably the direction she's going to go. And I can't say I really fault her. It's like, well, you kind of made your bed and now you're out and you got to figure your life out. Like, I guess it's better than stripping. You know? I mean, oh God, I hope who knows? I mean, maybe there's an OnlyFans as well, but the supervised, this revelation was made during a supervised visitation as her children, documented by Monitor, reported that the supervised visitation report from January 17th, 2024, and was reviewed by People and included an ongoing divorce proceeding between Sherri and her estranged husband, Keith Papini, that's still going on. During the visitation, Sherri was asked about her current occupation, and she responded, well, like it's this place, the Supervised Visitation Center, is very helpful for families. Well, Mommy is building a foundation to help places like this more. Mommy is making...
Wait a minute, a foundation? She's building a foundation? I thought she meant like she's just building...
Well...
I mean, is she talking about something that's going to acquire money to help families?
I don't know. She's talking to her kids. Mommy is making a business that was... She probably could also tell them she's turning into a unicorn and, it'd be the same level of, validity. Mommy is making a business that will be a foundation to help people.
Oh, my God.
And maybe she will. Honestly, I mean, if we're talking like the perfect outcome of all of this, which usually never, ever happens because people who are capable of doing this shit and don't really change because it's ingrained in them to such an extreme degree. But if on the the nearly impossible chance that there is some introspection here and she can help people, good. I'm all for that. Or is this another, bid for attention, because she clearly likes that, and foundation, and she can be the head of this thing, and she can be the hero, even though she was the villain. And I mean, it totally fits into the narcissistic playbook. But again, it's better than going and ruining other people's lives or probably stripping. She continued to explain that her new role as an author, stating, do you know what an author is? Mommy's also an author now. She's writing 2 books. Okay. I work lots of hours to write chapter books, so when I tell you I'm working remotely, that means I'm at home writing chapters on my laptop. Sherri Papini's name became widely known in 2016 when she disappeared for 22 days, only to be found on a Sacramento highway with multiple injuries and weighing less than 90 pounds. She claimed she'd been kidnapped by 2 Hispanic women while jogging, a story that garnered significant media attention and sympathy. However, years after an investigation into her disappearance led to shocking revelation, authorities discovered that Sherri had willingly stayed at an ex-boyfriend's home during the time she was missing. To make her kidnapping story believable, Sherri and her ex-boyfriend inflicted numerous injuries on her. In 2022, she was charged with lying to a federal officer in mail fraud. In April of 22, Sherri pled guilty to the charges. Shortly after her guilty plea, Keith Papini filed for divorce and requested sole custody of the children. The couple's marriage was officially dissolved in May of 2023. Sherri was sentenced to 18 months in prison, but served less than a year. The divorce proceedings revealed the impact of Sherri's deception on her family. In the 2023 filing, attorneys for Keith Papini stated for over 5 years, she abused her children and her husband by conning them into believing her lie and then forcing them to live with the fear resulting from her belief in her lie and played on their sympathies. Sherri Papini did not have the moral character to come to her family and confess to her wrongdoing. Rather, she callously allowed them to learn the truth from the media when she admitted her lie in a federal court. Currently, Sherri has a one-hour supervised visits with the 2 children. She shares with Keith. She shouldn't even have that. The best thing for these kids is to not even know that Sherri fucking exists.
Yeah.
And move the fuck on. I'm coming to you from experience. During these monitored interactions, she is claimed to be focusing on her writing and building a foundation to support families in need. The accuracy of these claims remains uncertain. But to add another layer to the complex and controversial narrative of Sherri Papini's life, here's the observation I have on this.
Okay.
She has 1 hour of visitation with her kids.
Which is too long.
And what is she doing? She's talking about herself.
Yeah.
That's the time where you sit there and you let them fucking talk to you. And they don't need to know about you're writing a book. And it's like this, and mommy's doing this, and aren't you proud of mommy? And isn't mommy great and wonderful? No, mommy's out of her fucking mind and should really never be near her children ever again if they'd like to live healthy and happy lives. But mommy's going to sit there and peddle this shit to the kids. And then they're going to have that 1 hour of trauma to deal with every other week or however often it happens. And then dad has to go and try and untangle the fucking web of deceit and insanity while still being respectful to mommy. And no one wins because no one gets grounded in actual reality.
You know who does win in this?
Sherri Papini.
No, the therapy industry. Because these kids are going to need it for the rest of their fucking lives.
No, that's true. Well, and hopefully they're getting it and they're seeing it and they're seeking it. But I would hope that therapists could also convene on this. And I don't know, if I were dad, I'd be like, no contact, period. I want my therapist involved testifying and getting away from this monster. Because Sherri Papini is a fucking monster. And she always will be. And she may end up doing some good in this world. But it's, again, people can do good in the world, even if their own personal goal out of it is attention and nefarious gain. Sometimes it actually does do good. So maybe there will be some good out of this. But I think it's a lot of smoke and mirrors. I think it's a lot of mommy wanting validation, mommy telling the kids, look how mommy's doing. Mommy's an author now. Oh, who's an author? Well, look how special she is. This is so different. Nobody does that. And you know what mommy also did? But the kids don't understand that part yet. They just understand mommy's writing books and she's helping people. Mommy terrorized your daddy and you for many years of your life, and you're going to have trauma that you don't even know exists that you're going to suffer with forever. That's what mommy did. Isn't it great? Let's go visit for an hour. Fuck that.
Yep. This poor family, you know, when these kids get older and have Google at their fingertips and, you know, they see that people kind of raise an eyebrow when they say their last name and they kind of go, what's going on? Why do people look at us funny when we order a pizza? And then they figure out what mom really did. Well,
it's very funny watching these sort of characters try to portray whatever bullshit image they're trying to portray to their children. Because it's always so self-serving and so like out of reality. Kids see through it. They do. I mean, she may be saying that mommy's doing this and mommy's doing that. And the kids walk away going, mommy was talking in the weird first person again.
Yes.
and they're like, what the fuck is up with her? It's like she's out of her fucking mind. Kids are they're very resilient, but they're far more observant and understanding of this sort of shit at younger age than people give them credit for. They really are. And again, I'm coming from real life experience. And it's shocking just how much they can be aware of and understanding at younger ages. And they see through this shit. They really do. They see through it clearer than sometimes adults do. And I don't know. I just think she's a monster. Good. She's trying to do something good. I hope she succeeds in it. But this is someone who is truly, if there's anyone that should never see their children again based on the trauma that she put her family through, it's Sherri Papini.
Want to listen ad-free? Want advanced access to all of our interviews before anyone else?
Become a True Crime Today Premium Plus subscriber on Apple Podcasts.
You get every episode commercial-free.
So you can binge on true crime
until you can binge no more.
Search True Crime Today Premium Plus on Apple Podcasts now, or go to our podcast page and sign up now.
More of the Hidden Killers podcast next.